Hey, what's up guys? Daily challenges, Madam Nazar's location, as well as collector challenges. For our daily challenges, you're going to be able to get most of these in the same location. We have things like fresh produce eaten, just eat any kind of fruit. We also have Longnose Gar, carrots, seasoned game meat. We have some free roam missions. But first thing we're going to go ahead and talk about is Madam Nazar. She is located near McFarland Ranch, just a little north of Manteca Falls. And that is the location right there if you need to visit her today. To get your Longnose Gar, a good place to go ahead and head is to Le Gras, specifically in the waters to the east of the fast travel over here. But basically any of these locations you'll be able to find your Longnose Gar and get that challenge completed for today. Next up we have wild carrots, but in the same location, not too far from the bayou, you'll be able to get your carrots, your herbs for your seasoned game, as well as finding seasoned game. These four locations right here are wild carrots. All in this area you can find herbs. You can also find rabbits in the same location as well as down here on the peninsula. You can also find yourself some ducks all along the Kamasa River, and sometimes they will be flying around down on the peninsula over here as well. After you got your herbs and game meat, make your way over to a campfire and go ahead and craft yourself 3. There are a couple campfires conveniently located on the railroad that leads towards Saint Denis, but you can also find ducks on any river, any body of water if you need to go ahead and get them. So for NPCs grappled, you can do this in story missions, ambushes, hideouts. You can do it with random NPCs like I did, just lasso them, make sure that they appear as a red dot on your minimap, or you can shoot their horse, knock them on the ground, and go ahead and tackle them and get that challenge done that way. For the collected challenges, there's a couple things you guys need to keep in mind. You will need a metal detector to find most of these locations. Also, some of these locations will change on certain days. Even though it is the correct day, you might find like a piece of jewelry here instead of an arrowhead. Also keep in mind that these locations will change to the next day's locations at 8 p.m. tonight. So we're going to go ahead and start out in the bayou. You'll be able to get flowers, arrowheads, and dig sites. First location is an arrowhead dig site. Then we have a piece of jewelry, a tarot card here at the dock. Then we move on to an egg location, another arrowhead dig site. Then we have a piece of jewelry, a flower. Then we have another flower. Then we move on to a coin underneath the cabin. You have an arrowhead dig site that actually could be a piece of jewelry, tarot card inside the outhouse, a flower, and then we also have another dig site which could be an arrowhead, an heirloom, or a piece of jewelry. In the majority of these next locations you're going to find jewelry, but you will find some other items. First location is a piece of jewelry, although that could turn into an arrowhead. You have a piece of jewelry there, an antique bottle, another piece of jewelry on the coast. We have a dig site which has an heirloom, a piece of jewelry. We have an arrowhead, piece of jewelry right there. Then we move on to another piece of jewelry, and there may also be a tarot card at this house. Then we move on to another location, and you can find a coin at this spot right here. So that should take care of the majority of it. Next we're going to go in the same area for people who need eggs, heirlooms, or bottles. First location coming up on the island, you will be able to find yourself 3 eggs, which will be down at this location just a little west of Braithwaite Manor. Then you can find an antique bottle here. We have an heirloom in Braithwaite Manor. We have an egg at this location, alcohol bottle. Then we move on to an egg. Then we have an heirloom, an antique bottle, an egg, and as we move up the coast you can find yourself a heirloom there. You'll find an antique bottle and then an heirloom inside the shack just a little northwest of Van Horn. So now we're going to switch things up and we're going to move over to Cumberland Forest. You can find jewelry, eggs, tarot cards, and arrowheads. First location is going to be a coin. These next 2 locations are going to be jewelry. Then we move on to an arrowhead just a little southeast of Widow Rock. Then we have another arrowhead location. You have a tarot card at Bacchus Station. You have 3 eggs that you can find at this location north of Cumberland Forest. Piece of jewelry at the Northern Gang Hideout. You have a coin on the hill. And a tarot card in the Southern Gang Hideout over here. Next we move into Valentine. These first 2 locations are tarot cards. You'll be able to find an heirloom on the first floor inside the hotel, I think, just a little east of the butcher. And we'll move on to a dig site, which could be an arrowhead. It could switch into a piece of jewelry. It is kind of random sometimes with some of the items. So next we move into the Heartlands for tarot cards, jewelry, and coins. First location is a piece of jewelry. Then we have a tarot card, a coin. Then we move on to an arrowhead. You have an obsidian arrowhead here at the farm in the cornfield. Piece of jewelry, which could turn into an arrowhead. Then you have a tarot card at the station. A coin. A piece of jewelry. And we have another piece of jewelry in the creek. Now I found a random coin here. This could switch to jewelry or arrowhead. We also have another location there, which I found a random coin. There's a coin in the well. Then we have a piece of jewelry where my horse is. And then a tarot card where I am located right here. Appreciate you guys watching. See you next time.